just came home from airport duty. I want to read something, and I've decided that my December TBR needs to be... I don't want to do it, okay? I just don't want to do it. I don't like any of the books on my December TBR. Right now I have this stack of books with me. We have Toward Eternity, which I hear is a sci-fi, and it's very short. Then we have Darkly. Now this one I'm meh about right now. I have Night Owls, which beautiful cover. We have Trespass Against Us. I definitely want to pick this book up. Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch. I don't know, we'll see if we have time. And then I have The Unfinished. These three for sure I will be reading, and then if we have extra time for something else, I will keep you updated. Okay, this is 244 and this is 290 something pages. The reason why I want to pick up the shortest one is because I realized that as the years went on, I've started reading more audiobooks. While my reading is the fastest on Kindle, my physical book speed reading has gone down, and I'm really taking my time, and I need to read things multiple times in order to pay attention. We start with this, Toward Eternity by Anton Her. I always go in blind, that's why I never tell you what the books are about. I will tell you what the book is about once I jump into it and read a bit more. I don't know when I last filmed, but basically day 1 I read 15 pages. Day 2 I read 15 pages. Today I read up to page 50 and I was like, oh my god, this is so confusing. I don't know what's going on. I'm not following any of the characters. The sci-fi is so out of this world, literally. Like, I have no idea what's going on. But I didn't want to DNF it because 1, it's a signed book, and 2, it has a pretty cover, okay? I bought it at Yalk and I wanted to give it a chance. I read until part 2, which is about 84 pages into it, and part 2 is the future. Now, if you don't like part 1 when it comes to this book, I promise you continue to part 2 and just push on, because then this book becomes actually really good and I could not put it down, okay? What I could compare it to, oh my god, there's this one book, Annihilation. Annihilation was a little bit confusing. This is exactly it. It is fantastic, okay? I will rate it probably 3.5 stars because of the very slow and very bad beginning. If this book had a better beginning, but I feel like it all ties up perfectly in the end, so I cannot even be angry at it. I don't even feel like I can be angry at it because the beginning then ties into the ending, and I just feel like it's beautiful. If you want something that is so poetic, has beautiful writing, this book will be for you. Granted, it does have a slow start. Now, what would I explain it? Like, what's this book about? I don't know how to explain it, so I'm just gonna read it, okay? In the near future, a new therapy promises to eradicate cancer by entirely replacing the body's cells with nanites, android cells that not only cure those afflicted, but also render patients virtually immortal. When literary researcher Young-hoon, himself a recipient of nanotherapy, teaches an AI named Panit how to understand poetry, he creates a living, thinking machine. But when Young-hoon mysteriously vanishes into thin air and then just as suddenly reappears, the event raises disturbing questions. What happened to Young-hoon, and though he's returned, is he really himself anymore? When the scientist who holds the patent to the nanotherapy technology transfers Panit's consciousness from the machine into an android body, Panit and other immortals thrive. As they begin to replicate, their development will lead them to a crossroads and a choice with existential consequences. Toward Eternity explores the unexpected consequences of progress, what we really have to fear from technology in the future, and how love and the resilience of memory might survive even the end of humanity. What? That is so unexpected because I was really considering DNFing this. And now I'm glad that I didn't, because I pushed through solely because of the cover. And because it's signed. And because I got it at Yalk. And because it's hardcover. If you want me not to DNF books, buy me hardcovers, signed hardcover copies. Anyway, this was a success. I'm gonna read some more. Alright, obviously sci-fi is currently my favorite genre. I might also read this, It Waits in the Forest. It's such a beautiful book. But again, it's a little bit bigger. I'm trying to read smaller books so that I can read as many as possible in a short amount of time. This one has 300 something pages. Okay, not bad. Trespass Against Us. Oh my god, I want a horror book. 280 pages. 285 something pages. Night Owls. I don't even know what Night Owls is. Okay, this one is so far the longest one. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna try this. Although, I'm not gonna lie, I've been in the mood for this one. Okay, so I went shopping today and it occurred to me that I actually haven't told you about my roommate situation, well, flatmate situation. It's been something that's been bothering me for the past 3 months because, actually since August, because our first fight was even before we moved in. We were both moving to the same city with the same job, just from different locations. I was moving from Dublin and he was moving from a different place. I don't want to share too much information. He moved from a different location and I found him on Facebook, which should have been my first red flag. Second red flag should have been how inexperienced he was in like different countries, moving abroad. He constantly thought we could negotiate. He said we would be such a good opportunity for our landlords, and I was like, I can't curse. Do you know how many people are moving into Austria? Do you know how hard it is to actually get an apartment? And you think we would be a good opportunity for them. From the start, he was being very hard and difficult to deal with. That was my second red flag. Then we moved in. And this guy had no boundaries. Like, I mean, he would just come into my room and would just talk for 2 hours. So now that he's actually moving out, he broke the contract. And for a few weeks, I was like, am I gonna be fucking homeless? It was such stress because I didn't know if I was gonna get the deposit back. And then he kept changing his mind, like, I'm gonna leave, I'm not gonna leave. It was so stressful. And then one day we had a huge argument. My close friend, on the same day, literally 3 minutes after the argument, got a transfer to Vienna. So we were like, okay, my friend's gonna move in instead of you. Never move in with someone you've never met. Better to ruin a friendship with a person that you've known for years than to move in with someone you've never met and have these problems, because they don't owe you anything. Friends, they will at least try to be at least a little bit respectful, but that's my update. He's moving out. Mindless and careless. It's been a few days since I talked to you. I literally thought I'm gonna film this video in a span of like 3 days. I'm gonna cram as much reading as I could into one video in a few days. It's gonna be just me and reading, right? Well, turns out in this amount of time, I've spent a lot of time with friends. I joined the gym, went to the gym yesterday. I walked 16 kilometers. Not in the gym. I went shopping for Christmas presents with a friend. So life's been crazy. Did I have any time? No. I do have updates. Unfortunately, I did have a DNF. Here lies a vengeful bitch was a DNF. Right from the start, I've had issues with how no one talked to the main character and told her what was actually going on. And it was just miscommunication, I don't know how else to put it, for the sake of having a plot. Everybody's keeping the main character in the dark, even though for us it's so obvious what happened, and then just the entire world doesn't make sense. There's a lot of plot holes. Everything, the main character, I find the characters very annoying and I don't really care about any of them, and I'm 90% in, and I don't want to say it, but in my opinion the start of this book is just bad enough for me to not go and continue reading. I could not push through. It's not like Toward Eternity where I was just confused and didn't know what was happening. Then I texted my sister and asked her to choose my next read, because sometimes I would text my sister, hey, can you choose my next book to read, by going on my Goodreads page and screenshotting 3 books and giving me 3 options. That day it was very late, it was like 11:30 p.m. and she was like, oh, I'm actually starting this book, Bitterthorn by Kat Dunn, which I actually bought her the same edition and I bought myself this edition in York. And so she was like, do you want to start reading with me? And I was like, yeah, sure. I started reading that night and I was 35% into it, which was chapter 9, and she was still on chapter 3, and then I finished it the next day, because this book I could not put down at all. It's like a Sleeping Beauty meets Beauty and the Beast retelling, but make it sapphic. This witch curses this town, or town, country, whatever, and every 50 years she comes to this village and she plucks or takes someone with her, and then nobody sees them ever again, right? This girl volunteers to go with her, and usually it was only men that went with the witch. So she was the first girl. She quickly realizes that nobody is telling her why there's this curse, what's happening, what she's meant to do. The witch basically just leaves her alone in the castle, and the castle is magical and the land around her is magical, and time passes weirdly and differently. And yeah, it's a lovely story. I rated this 4.25 stars. I think this is a beautiful, cozy mystery retelling with sapphic characters who are not annoying, and magical place full of like this, I don't even know how to explain it. I just love it, okay? This was a lovely read and I couldn't put it down. Okay, while I was away, I also went book shopping and I bought Dracula by Bram Stoker. Beautiful edition of the book, obviously. But here's the catch, it's in German. Why did I buy Dracula in German? Well, first of all, I want to read in German. I want to start and force myself to learn a language through reading, because if I if I do Duolingo, it won't help. So I'm gonna start by reading, translating everything, even if it takes me forever. 1 chapter at a time or 5 pages at a time until I kind of get used to the language, because I know a few things, I know a few words, but it's the when everything comes together and all of that, it's just, that's kind of, that's what makes me nervous. I know I probably should have chosen like a kid's book to start reading German, but that's how I learned English, so I might as well try it, right? So I've been to the gym today. I've been actually going to the gym quite a lot, and I've also had quite a few injuries this month. And I've not done any other reading. I had one DNF, which I don't really particularly want to focus on today, but I am doing something else. So I edited my Read or Unhaul 2025 video. And now I have this TBR card here. Well, it's just a card for now, that I got from AliExpress, and I'm gonna fill it with the books that are on that list, just to have them here next to me. Every day that I wake up, I want to see these books. I want to get sick of them, and I want to finally pick them up to get rid of them. So I want to have them next to me where I actually see them, and hopefully that will make me prioritize them. It is 4:58. Good morning, everybody. I was supposed to be flying today, but I was supposed to leave the house in 30 minutes, but they put me on home standby and they removed my flight. So maybe the flight is operated by Lauda. I don't know. I'm not flying. Best Christmas gift ever. I can stay in my bed. So I was thinking I might pick up something from the bookshelf and I might just read, because I can't go back to sleep now and I have to finish this video. See, I immediately want to go for these books, Night Owls and Unfinished, because they're short, they're cute. I don't know. This one I really want to read, but it's big. You know, it's tall. So all of these I'm not even considering right now because they're tall. I mean, I could go for the Unsinkable Greta James. I keep wanting to read it. Something cozy. I guess we are going for, do I want a romance? Not really. Love on the Brain. I'm picking this one. Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute. I'm not in the mood for a romance, but why not? Why not? Chapters, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not loving the writing style. I'm not loving the characters, the way she communicates. It feels very childish and very Gen Z, and so the main character, I don't like her. I'm not enjoying the book at all, unfortunately, because I had such high hopes for this book. So I'm just gonna DNF it and I'm gonna give it to my sister, because there's no point in me forcing myself to read something that I know I'm not enjoying. So I did a thing. So my roommate moved out 4 days ago. I redid the entire apartment since my roommate left, because another roommate is moving in, and I love him. He is one of my closest friends. Literally cannot wait until he comes, and he's gonna be here for New Year's, and my best friend is visiting for New Year's, so that's gonna be really fun. But yeah, I redid my room. Obviously it's not clean and finished yet, the entire apartment. I've been working today. I'm really exhausted, so I'm not doing any cleaning. Cleaning day is tomorrow. But I wanted to show you. So my bed is staying in the same place that it is. And then my desk used to be over there, right? And now I have my suitcases from work and all that. So I moved my desk over here where my bookshelves were. You may be asking, well, Marjana, where are the bookshelves? Let me show you. We have the bed, we have the drawer. So I had this genius idea to put my bookshelves on the drawer, and it looks amazing. Like, look at that. It looks like it actually came together. I don't know, I love it. Also, basically the floor is very uneven. So when I put it on top of the drawer, literally these shelves are so even and they're not wobbly anymore. So yeah, oh my god. Anyway, down here I put either continuation of series. Yeah, I bought some gym stuff, or I put books that I'm really not that interested in. So maybe I'll try to prioritize them for a video. But yeah, these are the books that I'm really not that interested in. And then we just have other books. I can't wait to bring more books from Slovenia because I have way more in Slovenia. And then what am I planning to do with all this extra space? So I'm planning on getting a couch here. So I can also, if I want a projector or whatever I want to do, just a couch. It's going to be easier to hang out, a carpet. And then here, this space, once I clean it up, will be bookshelves. Black bookshelves specifically. They will match the desk. The only problem is they won't be able to go directly against the wall and the floor here is uneven, so I will have to do some retouching, whatever. But yeah, this is my room. I love it. As soon as I walk in, bam, amazing. And imagine just the couch there, the carpet, everything tidy. I've been working today. Please, sorry, excuse me. I did not manage to get any reading done whatsoever because I was airport duty today and I just fell asleep in the airport. I didn't even open the computer, which for me, if I was to do something, I would open the computer and I would watch YouTube videos. I mean, the entire 8 hours. So no, I didn't get any reading done. I didn't even pick up my next book. So I think I'm just gonna, because it's so close to the year, I'm just gonna call it a year. Start fresh in January. So I'm finishing this year with 30 books read, which is amazing. I didn't even think I would get to 15. I really pushed myself these last 2 months to read as many books as I can. I know I normally would read 100+ books a year, but overall, I'm really proud of myself, hopefully in 2025, because now all the moving is done, everything, I'm settled. I really hope that I can finally read, buy more books. That is my main priority actually. In 2025, what I want to do is make more videos. I want to read and I want to buy books. I want to have like a full library of unread books. Literally, I want to have so many options. I want to go back when I had what, 200+ books unread. I want that. I miss that. Narrowing, like not having books to read is so shitty. So yeah, I don't care how many books I buy. I'm not on a book buying ban because right now I don't really have that many books that are unread. I want to create a home library now that I have an apartment, and it's just one thing that's gonna make me so happy. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever you are.